right, welcome back, everybody. It is Monday, January 16th, 2023, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I was looking up when the first MLK Day was officially recognized by the federal government, and it was celebrated January 20th, 1986. So that means it's 37 years later, which means today technically is the 38th official MLK Day, number 38. And we know wild card's 38. And for the second year in a row, we got an MLK Day wild card game. Recall last year who won it on the official 37th. Los Angeles equals 37. They beat Arizona. Arizona, the last state to recognize MLK Day. And in the early action in the NBA, Martin Luther King Jr.'s home city wins Atlanta. They get to 22-22. As the note showed, King equals 22 like basketball. Miami Heat 79 the 22nd prime. And Steph Curry, who historically does well on MLK Day, also got to 22-22 today. But yeah, when I wrote out the basketball notes this morning, I noticed something, and it made me go back and look at Brady's home record. Let me pull up the wild card notes here. Because there was something I did not have, but it dawned on me this morning, and I said, wow, look at that. And by the way, I did fix the password. Sorry, guys, there was a glitch at first when I posted the notes, but the 23 password should work for the divisional round, just like it worked for the wild card round. Let me get Brady up here real quick, the spot I want to show you. So this is the big update to the notes this morning, and it dawned on me when I was really thinking about MLK Day. The name Martin Luther King Jr. in Gematria is 258 when you run it in reverse, and Martin Luther King Jr. Day is 258 when you run it forwards in the stronger cipher, but it's 258 both ways. And look at Brady's home record in the playoffs. Where do I have it right up? There's so much information for Brady because his career is so damn long. Brady is 24-8 at home in the playoffs. So if he won today, he would be 25-8 on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And just so you can see it with your own eyes, I'll plug it in the calculator. But Brady already had a nice little wild card riddle going and all the 8 stuff we talked about. And then he also has this. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, 258. And Martin Luther King Jr. alone, also 258. So, and it would be a repeat of last year, right? Last year was the first playoff game that I remember on a Monday, or MLK Day for that matter, and you had Stafford beating Kyler Murray. A white quarterback beats a black quarterback. NFL with the race rituals as they do so often. Could be the same thing again this year. Brady beating Dak Prescott. And again, just to recap other things in this game, I don't remember if I ended up adding the note about Troy Aikman, but Troy Aikman is calling the... Here, let me write this in here, because we talked about it in the last stream, but I don't think I wrote it in for the person who doesn't watch the stream but goes and reads the notes. Again, Troy Aikman wore number 8 for the Cowboys. He is calling the game tonight. It's exactly 8 weeks after Troy Aikman's birthday. Of course, Brady's trying to go 8-0 against the Cowboys for his career, kind of like 80. They advertised that movie 80 for Brady a lot. And with the Vikings eliminated, that was one of the narratives that looked like it had some legs, you know. In the NFC, you could make an argument for the winner of, again, the argument for the winner of tonight's game being in the Super Bowl is that the next NFC championship is the 30th NFC Super Bowl championship, and both Cowboys and Tampa equal 30. No other NFC team has the 30 connection, just Cowboys and Tampa. And again, the Niners narrative is all about 23, the team that wins Super Bowl 23, what they just did in the opening round. Some of you guys are thinking Giants because it is their 98th season and the Queen died on 9/8, and the 98s they had yesterday, again, how it was synced up with Tony Siragusa's death. Again, he died at 55. Ravens fell to 5-5 against the Bengals last night with the 98-yard defensive touchdown return like Siragusa's 9-8 jersey. I'll be surprised if it's the Giants. However, if you've looked at the divisional round notes, there's a scare there for the Eagles. The Giants could get past the Eagles. We'll talk more about that. I have not finished the divisional round notes, but I got the early version. We'll go over that a little bit. But here, let's make sure we got everything for tonight's game. Really, the only disappointment of the weekend was the Vikings, but if you hedged, it didn't hurt too bad. It was the only wild card riddle that got blowing was the Vikings. But hold on. let me go down here and add in this sentence about Troy Aikman, because we definitely talked about that yesterday. Don't forget the Cowboys can also fall to 4-5 away against 45-year-old Brady, who reportedly just lost $45 million in the FTX scandal. Monday Night Football will be called by Troy Aikman, number 8 once for the Cowboys. The game is exactly 8 weeks after his birthday. Brady can become 8-0 versus Cowboys, and lots of advertising for 80 for Brady film. They are going crazy with that this weekend. And again, that movie's coming out on 2/3. We know why. Brady equals 23. Again, the winner of this game does play the 49ers. Remember how we talked about the 49ers getting to 9-1 at home could indicate that they would either play the Vikings or the Buccaneers, both teams with 91 Gematria, depending on what happened this weekend. Obviously, if the Bucs win, it would be them. Let me see. List of Super Bowl champions. I want to go back and verify something real quick about that release date of that movie. The dates of Super Bowls. Hold on. Okay. Remember, Tony Siragusa, who died this year at age 55, and again, his team, the Ravens, fall to 5-5 away, losing to the Bengals in the 55th meeting of teams. Giants won the game before that, kind of like how the Giants beat his team in the Super Bowl. So there's something to think about that. That was the 2000-2001 season. But yes, Brady, his first Super Bowl, or did I misspeak? I meant to say Siragusa's Ravens beat the Giants. That was the last Super Bowl before 9/11. They won 34-7, 41 points. The Baltimore number, just like 41 points in last night's game, as Burrow got to 4-1 in the playoffs. But yeah, Brady's first ever Super Bowl that he won was on February 3rd, 2-3, and that will be, the film will release on the 21-year anniversary of that Super Bowl. And there's actually a relationship with the number 21 and the number 8. Before I tell you what it is, let you think about it for a minute. What is the connection with the number 21 and the number 8? The number 21 is the 8th Fibonacci number. So, 80 for Brady. 80's 8 in numerology. 8 is enough. 8 wins in the regular season. 8 teams, 8-8. All right. Let me pull up these divisional round notes. I started to look at, just what could happen, since the only thing in the divisional round, and of course, like we speculated, this 1, 2, 3, 4, the 1, 2, and 3 and 4 seed all won in the AFC. Now setting up the Bengals-Bills rematch. But again, Niners play the winner of tonight's game, and the 49ers in the NFL era are 35-22 in the playoffs. Remember, on Football Reference, it also includes their wins from the pre-NFL, pre-merger. But it is interesting that the 49ers' next playoff loss is 23. Again, the winner's of Super Bowl 23. Brady from the Bay Area. Brady's name equals 23 in the most pure. The big 23 ritual they just had with the Seahawks and Bucs, both in their 47th season. The last time Brady won the Super Bowl, or I should say the last time the Super Bowl was in Arizona, Brady beat the Seahawks. But yes, if the 49ers and the Bucs did meet, it would present the opportunity for Brady to avenge getting smoked by Brock Purdy in his first game as a starter. And hold on. Let's look at a few more things here. I will start taking calls here in a little bit. I just want to go over a few things before we start taking calls. And sometimes, you guys, the thing is, like, sometimes when we're done with the show, like, I'm always like, God, I wish I would have just stayed on and kept talking and stopped taking calls. Because, like, I had something to say about Dawson Knox yesterday, and I never got it out of my mouth because I was picking up phone calls nonstop. But so many of the calls, you guys, yesterday were about the NBA and NBA Finals. There's plenty of time to talk about that. Let's talk about football today with the calls, okay? Let's try to be on topic. because I had something to say about Dawson Knox, and I did not get it spit out of my mouth. I forgot just taking all the calls. But anyway, let's look at the 49ers' history with these two teams that they could play, just to see if we can turn over any more stones that could be important tonight. The last meeting of the 49ers and Bucs, again, was the Brock Purdy debut. That was December 11th. That's the day leaving 20 days left in the year. And they would play next week on the 22nd. So the rematch would be 42 days later. 42 days later, there were 42 points scored in that game. 35-7. Do they rematch 42 days later after 42 points scored in the game? Something to think about. And with regards to the Niners and the Cowboys, we know that last year the Niners got the Cowboys in the 7-6 ritual. It's another San Francisco number. Okay. 49ers have a losing record at the Cowboys in the postseason. 3-5. You know what else? If Brady wins tonight, he would get his 36th playoff win, which is the 8th triangular number, which means if you add 1 through 8, it's 36. That's another 8 really on the board for Brady tonight. Okay, last meeting was a year ago today between the Niners and the Cowboys. 23-17, wild card game. And last game in San Francisco was October 22nd, 2017, kind of that 1-2-2 San Francisco thing. 50 points scored in that game, big San Francisco number. It's been a minute since the 49ers have won at home. Let's see. Their last win at home was, wow. Last win at home for the Niners over the Cowboys was 97. Amazing. November 2nd, 97. So didn't think it would have been that long ago. They've had more recent wins, but they've just been in Dallas. Okay, so it'd be a year and 6 days later if they rematched again. And anyhow, I do find it interesting, though, that 42 points were scored in that Niners and Bucs game, and they would rematch 42 days later. Let me make a note about that. 1 second. Well, for some reason, the internet wants to go super slow right now. All right, I'll add that note in later because the computer's not cooperating. Let's make sure we're still connected here. Shows that the connection to the live stream is strong. I'm not sure why the website's doing that. Okay, all right, let's go over everything for the game then right now. Cowboys at Bucs, Monday Night Football, 16th. It's January 16th. I suppose we could just make a few more notes here. It is 116. We know Tampa, Florida equals 116. Again, they were last in the 116th World Series for baseball. We know Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr., his full name is 116. Cowboys, 35-29 in the playoffs, 13-17. They could get their 36th win, the 8th triangular number, spoiling Brady's chance at 8, but they're not the one that has the 8 narrative going. It's Brady, right? They get their 30th loss. Tampa's 30. And the Cowboys, 7-6 in the wild card round. If they lost, they'd be 7-7 against Brady, born in 77. We just had the Georgia player die, number 77, on the 15th after Georgia went 15-0. The other argument would be for them to get to 2-3 away in the wild card. Again, it is 23. Brady's 23. Could argue also Dallas Cowboys 43, the 14th prime, NFL 14. So you can make other arguments for why they should lose. The Bucs are 11-10 in the playoffs, 7-4 at home. If they win this game, they're 8-4. Tampa's 84. Bucs are 3-5 in the wild card. Again, Brady's 45 years old, the ritual number. You could also make the argument, I guess I should write out to be fair, or they can fall to 2-3 at home. Again, it's 23, Brady, 23. So pick your poison. If the Bucs beat the Cowboys, they would improve to 5-3 at home. It's the 8th meeting at home between the teams for Tampa. We know Tampa, Florida's 83 in the most pure cipher, special football number. I guess you should make the argument that they could potentially pick up the 16th loss. And let's see. Again, Dak Prescott, one of the big indicators that he's not winning tonight is that he comes in on 62. I remember the last time I doubted that number, it scorned me, and it was a Tampa Bay game in LA, and Tampa was big underdogs. It was before Brady was in Tampa, and the 62 was hanging out there, and we knew that number. Was like, the way the Bucs are playing right now. And then sure enough, the Bucs pulled off a big upset on the Rams, and I thought, why'd I doubt the 62? Come on. So anyway, Prescott can stay on those 62 wins. Again, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 62 in the most pure, Buccaneers 62 in the reverse. He'd also get his 23rd road loss against Brady. He could pick up his 40th loss as well on the 40-date numerology. Prescott is 1-3 in playoff games, and right that he can improve to 2-2 again, or can drop to 1-4, big NFL number going against the face of the league. And again, Dallas Cowboys 43, the 14th prime, football 43, Florida 43. So anyhow, it's 170 days after his birthday. Tampa Bay Buccaneers is also 170. A lot of times when the birthday distance points to a certain team, it's a good indicator for the team it's pointing to. Brady, in this game, can get his 163rd home win, the 38th prime. That's as a starter. 163, the 38th prime. Wild card 38. If you look at the backup, the 38 could go against him, but again, it's better to look at those starter numbers. I don't even normally plug in the backup numbers, trying to be maybe too thorough. Brady can also get his 38th win with the Bucs, wild card 38. I need to again. Brady's 35-12 in the playoffs. If he wins the Super Bowl, he'll have 39 wins. Arizona is 39. And that's where the Super Bowl is. If he wins today, he'll be 25-8 at home. He'd get his 25th win in Tampa. Tampa's 25 land. And again, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, 258, like 25-8. Martin Luther King Jr. also 258. So that is pretty incredible. The biggest concern there, though, is the 13th loss. We know Dallas does like 13, but man, Dallas had the ultimate ritual to beat the Commanders. Commanders could have picked up the 91 after that number played with them all year. So I don't know. Maybe Dallas isn't intended to finish the year with their 13 number. They could get their 13th win and give Brady his 13th loss. That is the biggest concern. But that Martin Luther King Jr. Day on MLK Day is standing out. Brady's next win is 36, 8th triangular number. And again, that could be a clue that he's on his way to number 8. Again, if he wins tonight, he also becomes 8-0 versus the Cowboys. And 8 is enough factor again. Troy Aikman thing. So Brady's 4-2 in the wild card round, can become 5-2. So far, those 5-2 rituals are perfect in the wild card round. We had it with Shanahan, who became 5-2 as a coach. We had it with Doug Peterson, who became 5-2 as a coach in the playoffs. Both coaches became 5-2 wild card, also 52. And in both those games, you did have the 43 threat, because Seattle Seahawks is 43, Jacksonville's 43, but the 52 wild card number prevailed. Again, the only wild card riddle that's failed is Kirk Cousins. And I think that failed. We know New York had quite a few things that lined up. But I think Kirk Cousins stayed on 73 because of the Queen. Again, Queen equals 73. Charles was 73 when the Queen died. A lot of the Queen numbers definitely played this weekend, including the Vikings becoming 9-6 at home versus the Giants. Okay. Also, this stat that somebody brought up: Brady 37-26 in his career as an underdog. Another 38 that could go in his way in the wild card round. And again, McCarthy, if he loses, he's 30-22 with Dallas, kind of like 3-2-2. Skull and Bones numbers. Super Bowl's on the day, leaving 322 days left in the year. Todd Bowles' next win is 35. That's Tom Brady number. Brady lost, he'd stay on 35 playoff wins. And let's see. If Tampa wins, they're also 9-9. Remember, the last time that the three Florida teams were all in the playoffs was the 99-2000 season. Miami, Jacksonville, Tampa, 99. Let's see. The Troy Aikman point, number 8 for the Cowboys, calling the game 8 weeks after his birthday. One other 13 that could go against the Bucs that is a little bit concerning is if they do not cover the spread, they'll fall to 4-13-1 ATS. that is the one thing that makes it a little bit spooky, but yeah, well, we've been tracking it all year. Again, Brady coming out of retirement during the 83rd March Madness bracket unveiling, and just how big that number is with his career with football. So, and with the Vikings out of there, that was one good storyline for the NFC. It clears the way a little bit more for Brady. So, let me add one more sentence about the 258 thing. Furthermore, if Brady wins, he will become 25-8 at home in the playoffs on MLK Day. And again, Martin Luther King Jr. Day equals 258. Martin Luther King Jr. alone also 258. You know what else I guess I should mention about that? Remember, if you write out number of the beast, it equals 666, and the square root of 666 is 25.8. If Brady wins, he'd get his 36th playoff win, right? And 666 is the 36th triangular number. So, anyhow, that's one more part of that 258 thing that could factor in there. But yeah, the 13 is the biggest scare. Remember, Brady did open the season against the Cowboys. Let's actually measure from that game. See how many days ago that game was. But Brady had 212 passing yards in that game, like how the Super Bowl's on 212. And we saw that Brady's on 39 postseason interceptions if he played perfect in the playoffs. Which, again, it seems like he's going to have to make it to the Super Bowl in light of how the teams looked. But let's pull up that game. The Bucs versus Dallas. Let's see here. 9/11, 2022 to today. It's 127 days later, which is the 31st prime number. And there is a relationship with 127 and 80. It's kind of like how Lisa Marie Presley's son died on 12/7, the 12th day of July, and then she died right after the 80th Golden Globes. It's the original name of the Illuminati. The variant Illuminati is 80 and 127. These numbers have come together a number of times over the years. Who remembers when Brady became the greatest of all time 188 days after his birthday? Greatest of all time is 188, just like stands for GOAT. He did that at age 43. It was 188 days after his 43rd birthday that he won Super Bowl 55. And with regards to the whole 55 thing, again, Siragusa, right? Dead at 55. Bengals dropped the Ravens to 5-5 in their 55th season. When Siragusa won the Super Bowl before 9/11, Brady won it the next year, but that Super Bowl that Siragusa won over the Giants was in Tampa. So, anyhow, 127 is also the 31st prime number. I don't recall there being any 31s on the board, though. But it's 127 days. I guess with regards to 9/11, it reminds you of buildings 1, 2, and 7. I don't know where that fits in with this game, though. If Brady lost tonight, he would be 5-5 at home. If that happened, I'd be like, where are they going with this 55 thing? The only team that's in their 55th season is the Bengals. Unless it was like about passing the torch on to Joe Burrow or something for the new face of the league, the new Joe Montana, Tom Brady's idol. 49ers does have the Gematria 55. But yeah, again, Brady's got the wild card numbers and he's got the perfect ritual for MLK Day. I do think it's the better narrative. It's where the value's at. And again, the other thing to think about is if you put in a future at the beginning of the season for Bucs Bills, which was my initial thought for what the Super Bowl would be. We've been talking about it since May. Another strategy to have in mind is what your potential payout is and what you bet on that at the beginning of the year, because if you're in that position, then you have a reason to potentially hedge against the Bucs and Bills in games, but you want to make sure you come out ahead. So you got to do the math on that one. But that might be one reason in case you're in the you're already in the driver's seat with the Bucs. You know. So all right. With that said, let me open up the phone line. If you tried to log into the divisional round notes earlier and the password didn't work, just try it again. It'll work now. It was my fault. I accidentally hit an extra button, so I had one extra number in the password, but that is solved. 718?
Yes.
Yeah, what's up?
I was thinking about Kyle Rudolph. He wears number 8, and he scored last game that the Bucs played. I was thinking about Kyle Rudolph, who wears number 8 and is backup tight end for the Buccaneers.
Okay, he used to be on the Vikings. He's gone from the Vikings to the Giants to the Bucs. Okay, yeah, number 8. It's 68 days after his birthday. Interesting number. 33 years old. From Cincinnati, Ohio is Kyle Rudolph. Okay, but I see why you're thinking that. With all the 8s on the board, does Kyle Rudolph snag one? Let's see. This year he has. Man, is he even suiting up? He's only had 5 targets and 3 receptions this year, but
he's shooting up and he's plus 2,000 on FanDuel right now. So I played it straight for anytime touchdown scorer.
Well, so $1 would pay you 20, $10 would pay you 200. You put a dollar parlay on that, and you got the Bucs winning your dollar. You could turn $1 into probably about 30 some dollars. So, all right, yeah, that's a thought.
That's all I had. I was just seeing the 8th, and then I thought about it.
Yeah, I think that's a good thought. I appreciate that.
No problem.
All right, take care. All right, yeah, they could get him in there for the ritual. I mean, he only has 5 targets and 3 receptions on the year. NFL veteran. But that would be the ultimate 8 tribute. Let's see. 954?
Hey, Zach, it's Slick Nick.
Hey, what's up?
I got some good touchdown prop bets, I think, here. So, first I'm going to go with Mike Evans, of course. His full name, Mike Evans, equals 36, as does MLK equals 36.
Yes.
From his birthday until today is 21 weeks and 1 day. If you include the end day, it's 21 weeks and 2 days, like the Super Bowl date. And also, if you include the end date, it's 149 days, the 35th prime. His last touchdown was 15 days ago, or 2 weeks and 1 day ago, just like today is Monday or Moon. Moon is 15 and 21. He's also on 6 touchdowns, just like day numerology. I think that's kind of perfect. Another guy to throw out there, Russell Gage. He's a wide receiver on the Bucs. He's currently on 5 touchdowns right now, but he could get his 6 with the 6-day numerology. And then also, his last touchdown was 8 days ago, right?
Okay.
8 days ago. His last name.
I see that. 8 days later.
Brady's on 86 playoff touchdown passes right now, so he could throw his 88 to Gage, who equals 88, and his last touchdown was 8 days ago. Russell Gage equals 42. From his birthday until today was 360 days ago, and MLK equals 36, like I was saying.
That's a good point about MLK and 36, because Brady can also get his 36th postseason win in addition to becoming 25-8. So yeah, that would be he'd double up on the.
And he could get his 6th touchdown for the season, so it's good. Him and Mike Evans, I really like. And just to throw one more out there, Julio Jones. He's currently on 2 touchdowns. He could get his 3rd. His full name equals 59. And from his last touchdown was 11 weeks and 4 days ago, and Martin Luther King Jr. 114. So just something else.
Okay, yeah, those are some good thoughts. Those are some good thoughts.
Yeah, thank you, man. Take it easy.
All right, good one, Nick. Appreciate it.
Bye.
See. Okay. He's wearing 17 with the Bucs, Russell Gage, which technically in numerology is 8. Here, let's see. We got more calls here. 208.
Hey, do you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
Thanks for taking my call. Just stay with me for 1 second. With the moon, so moon equals 57, right? And we know that's probably going to be part of the theme. DeMar Hamlin, the bill collapsing is symbolic of the bills or the U.S. money collapsing. I remember you mentioning that in the stream yesterday. And then the first thing I thought of was how the Super Bowl's on Abraham Lincoln's birthday, and he's on 2 of our denominations of money, the penny and the 5. So there's a big money theme going. And then first thing I thought of after that was the Pink Floyd song Money, and that came out on May 7th, 5/7 of 1973. Not only that, it is the lead single for the album The Dark Side of the Moon. Moon equals 57. The Dark Side of the Moon is 98 in the most pure cipher. So it's the relationship between the season starting on 98 and then ends in 57. That song came out 49 years ago. Pink Floyd's a super match for Super Bowl. All 4 ciphers, and then money equals 63, 27, and 72, like bills.
Huh. Yeah, that's interesting about the overlap there. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you. 385. 385? 385.
Am I on?
Yeah, you're wrong.
Oh, yeah, how's it going?
It's going well, thank you.
Let's hit a few notes real quick about Brady. They can get their 8th win at home in the playoffs, the Bucs. Brady can pick up his 8th win versus Cowboys.
Hold on, was I overlooking that one? Hold on, let me double check that one. Tampa can get their 8th. Yes, they can. They'd be 8-4. Yep, another 8. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. And then Cowboys can fall to 0-8 in their last 8 road playoff games.
Oh man, they can lose 8 straight on the road?
Yeah, they're going to fall to 0-8 on the road in the playoffs.
That's a good catch.
8 straight.
That's a.
They haven't won since the Super Bowl against Pittsburgh.
They're going crazy with the 8s.
Every road playoff game.
Cowboys.
Yeah, too many of them, man.
Okay, yeah, I like your finds. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, Zach.
Thank you.
Yeah, so.
All right, let me pull this up right here. So here's the Cowboys on the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Man, they can lose their 8th. Their last win was January 28th, 96 against Pittsburgh. Super Bowl. 937.
Hey, how's it going, Zach?
Hey, what's up?
I'm doing good, man. I really do think it is pointing towards the Brady win tonight, man. The black head coach, MLK Day. When the eights are going crazy, I mean, ain't Brady on his 7th ring right now? So, he was the one that's going to be his 8th ring.
Exactly. Yeah, 8 and 3 would be something because that's his birthday. 8-3.
Yep, and also Brady's 7-0 versus the Cowboys, so he wins. There goes that 8-0 again. And also, I think it's pointing towards a Bucs Bengals Super Bowl. Right now, the Bengals are on an 8-game winning streak, so I really think it's pointing towards that. And also, with the rabbit theory, they referred to one of the Bengals players they just drafted this past year, one of their cornerbacks, Cam Taylor-Britt. They referred to him as an Energizer Bunny, so I thought that was kind of interesting too. So I think there might be something to that. And with the way they keep, downplaying the Bengals, treating them as an underdog again, and the whole narrative that they keep playing, they're playing the same narrative scripts over and over. The Vikings, choking in prime time with Kirk Cousins, that played out. The Cowboys are always viewed as an accident waiting to happen. And, Dak can't ever get it done in big games. So I really think they're going to play the whole narrative again because, the GOAT, Tom Brady, he's an underdog on the NFC side, and the Bengals are being viewed as an underdog. So I really think they're going to do 2 whole underdog stories. It'd either be the Bucs and Bengals, Burrow versus Brady in the Super Bowl. What do you think? And that's all I have. Thank you.
Well, it's definitely a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. Hold on. Let's count this up real quick. Bengals, 1. That game got canceled. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, their last loss in the regular season was to the Browns. The winning streak began on November 6th. That is the day, leaving 55 days left in the year. What's going on with 55? Hold on, the phone's all going to voicemail right now. I got to reset the phone line. It's doing that thing where it's sending everybody's call to voicemail. 1 second, resetting the phone line. Yeah, they're doing something. There's something about 55. Brady, of course, won Super Bowl 55 again. 49ers 55, Bengals 55th season. So the Bengals' 8-game winning streak began on the day leaving 55 days left in the year. And now the winning streak's up to 9, right? Now it's up to 9 because they won their first game in the playoffs. Oh, no. Yeah, no, that is right. Yeah, because the playoff made it 9. They closed out the regular season. The Bills winning their opening game, because that's what I wanted to verify. These win streaks right here on ESPN, those are for the regular season. So anything additional in the playoffs, you just got to add on to this because these standings aren't going to change. It just keeps the regular season stats here. So Bills had a 7-game regular season win streak. Bills closed it out with 8, another 8. That is a good catch. But wow, 8 overload. 8 overload if Brady wins. 8's galore. 916.
Hey, Zach. The 2 shows that 80 for Brady and 8 is enough. If you spell them different ways, they got the 52 most pure wild cards. 52. Like 8. The number 8 is enough. It's 52 most pure in the wild card. And then the 80 for Brady is 52. The actor Adam Rich, his most pure is 39. Super Bowl is in the 39 in Arizona. Troy Aikman, that's Troy Aikman. The Kyle Rudolph, his most pure is 57. The tight end that the caller called.
I see that. Yeah.
Then the moon phase, I checked the moon phase. It's in Scorpio. It's a 41. But the illumination of it is at 35%. Brady stay on 55 with Bowles and pick up his 35th. So they pretty much got it all, mapped out. But yeah, I think that 55 might be a Cincinnati San Francisco Super Bowl because Frisco scored 41, Super Bowl's 41, and then the the total points of the Baltimore Bengals game was 41, and that's a 2-3 seed.
Yeah.
They matched up like how last year they did the 4-4 in Georgia. So they won the national in Stafford with the 44. So that might be a 2-3 matchup. Only thing that a knockoff, I'm thinking the Bengals would be the year of the Tiger, though. That's kind of but yeah, that's a couple little stats I see. Frisco got a good narrative if they meet the Bills because they're 50 and they can go 0-5 in the Super Bowl. And then the word 57 most pure is a 50. How this fiat money and talking the gold standard, the 49ers,
Sure.
the birth of a new of a nation, like we're in transitioning from knowing about all this, so just trying to read it because yesterday it was like the Queen narrative, as we look back on yesterday, like the wild card was Saturday, the 52s played, and then Sunday was all about the Queen, We got one third of the Queen dying in Minnesota, and now we got 2 Queen cities, so another Queen is going to die, That might be the trilateral, have the Vatican, DC, and the banking system. I don't know. I'm just playing this shit in my head. How they're trying to, navigate through this Queen and dying at 9-6, 9-8.
Sure. Here, just to talk about the Bengals and Bills game, just to look a week ahead. I got to put in more on the notes, but I got a good amount of the information here. And okay, so the date numerology of the game fittingly is 3 after the whole Damar Hamlin 3 thing. If the Bills did beat the Bengals next, here I should write versus Bengals. If the Bills, no, I'm tripping. If the Bills win next week over the Bengals, if the Bills win that game, because that game is one day after the year of the Tiger ends. It ends January 21st. The game's on the 22nd. If the Bills win, they're 19-19 in the playoffs. Remember how the Damar Hamlin photos 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it shows the 19 seconds?
Yeah.
So if the Bills win, they're 19-19 in the playoffs. Damar and CPR are 19. Queen also has that Gematria 19. Yeah. Battle of the Queen Cities. Burrow could get his 19th loss in that game as well. So all those 19s are pretty much what's in favor of the Bills, but there is something here for Burrow. So again, here's the Damar Hamlin photo.
He does.
So Burrow, the things that could go in Burrow's favor. He's 4-1 in the playoffs. We know Cincinnati likes 51. If he won, he would be 5-1. He could also improve to 3-0 away in the playoffs. The date numerology is 30, and we know Hamlin's 30. They got the tribute at the 30-yard line, so that makes that a little bit questionable. And then the other thing, though, is Allen, his next win is 57. I mean, I'm like, is he not going to get 57 in this year? And in light of Kathy Hochul from Buffalo being the 57th governor, in light of Hamlin equal 57, he'd stay on 27 losses. He'd also get his 33rd home win. He'd become 33-11 at home, master number set, 33-11. Hamlin has the 33 as well as 57. And let me see. McDermott, if he wins, he's 5-4 in the playoffs. That's a Bills number. And yeah, so I mean, looking at it right there, I feel like there's a little bit more to lean on the Bills next week, but Burrow does have the 5-1-30 thing. So
yeah, and then another thing with Queen dying, Queen is 19. Kirk Cousins is number 8, so that's one of them. You got that 8-19 going down. So
does Daniel Jones wear number 8?
Continuation.
What's Daniel Jones' jersey number?
He's number 8.
Yeah, they're both 8. It was 8 versus 8.
Yeah, but the queen dying, it represents the purple. You know how we're transitioning out of the monarchy, the democracy. You know,
The purple teams went down back-to-back yesterday. They both went down.
Yeah.
TCU went down in the championship hard, purple. So.
Yeah, you know, it's the birth. You know how the all the stadiums and they all look like the Vesica Pisces and 57. I know that 157 video that Rambo did, that was a real good one. You know, that leading up, we got the Rihanna, and we got new money, digital money, sound money. You know, but there's a lot of eights though. But the two shows that deal with Brady, both of theirs, if you spell them a certain way, their most pure is 52, and it is wild card weekend. You got the MLK number, you know. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate the thoughts, man. Thank you.
Out there.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
And plus, the actor has the 39, which is Arizona. Adam Ray, he got that 39 connected. If Brady goes. But yeah.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. 614.
Oh, hey, Zach, it's John.
Hey, what's up?
I had a few minutes to do a little more digging, so I just wanted to throw some numbers at you. I found a few things for both sides and just want to see what you think about it. Concerning thing, I'll get to a concerning thing out the way for Tampa Bay first. Cowboys can get their 258th all-time road win.
Oh, man, the 258 can go that way too, huh?
But there's some other things that go against that. But I did see that sitting there. They're on 257 right now, and you know that dude Tony telling it like it is.
Whatever he picks, I go the opposite. You'll win the majority of the time.
Yeah, he has Tampa Bay winning. That's another concern.
Uh-oh, that is concerning. You don't want to be on the same side as Tony.
Yeah, but the thing is, the crazy thing is, that dude, in the wild card round, he's only missed one game.
Okay.
He missed he had the Seahawks beat the 49ers, but he had the Jags and the Giants and.
Well, we only missed one game. We only missed one game in the opening round. We missed the Vikings game, but. So.
Yeah. He's normally, you're right. He's normally just way off. So
that's got to be the best he's ever done.
I was hoping he had Dallas winning, but that wasn't the case. See, and there's one more thing for Dallas. Oh, the other caller that called yesterday or the day before, whenever it was, Tampa Bay can also get their 13th loss on a Monday. So there's like 3 13s going against them.
Okay.
So right now, Tampa Bay's 14-12 on Mondays, but MNF does have that 15-12. So I mean, but it's just another 13 there. That's kind of concerning.
Yeah, they did line up the 8s like crazy though. So if Brady wins this game, I mean, his chances of winning the Super Bowl go up a bunch.
Mm-hmm. Now here's the good news for Tampa Bay. Some numbers I found for them. It's exactly 52 weeks since Tampa Bay won their last wild card game. And wild card does have at 52. That was last year on the 16th against Philly.
Okay.
And if Brady won, this is something else I noticed that's possible. If he did win, it would be his 49th game against the 49ers. He would play 49ers in his 49th playoff game.
Yeah, that would make some sense. That would make some sense.
And then also look at his away record. It's 11-4 in the playoffs, and San Francisco 49ers has that 114.
Yeah, that could also work.
And then I noticed you guys talking about that 80 thing. Something I noticed. I don't really do this, but if you type in Monday, January 16th, like the actual number 16 and then TH equals 80 in full reduction. And that 258. You know the number of the beats has that 258, right?
Yeah, I was talking about that because, again, it would fit in with the MLK 36 and him getting his 36th playoff win.
And that's another thing that could go against Dallas because I think they're 13 and 17 on the road in the playoffs, so they could fall to 13 and 18 away.
Oh, yeah, like Revelation 13, 18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They love doing that 13, 18 thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
last thing I saw was the Vikings picked up, the NFC teams at home picked up their 62nd loss of the season with the Vikings in the NFC.
Okay.
So right now, NFC teams at home have 62 losses this season.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the last thing I saw.
Yeah, that's.
If Tampa would stay on 62. They could pick up the 63 because I think it's the Cowboys' 63rd season or something.
It is the Cowboys' 63rd season. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But the Vikings, it made a lot of sense. Like when they hit it, I didn't think they were going to pick it up, and I was like, man, that would have been concerning for Tampa Bay. Like, man, they could have picked up the 62, but the Vikings in the NFC picked up that 62. And that clean 62 and all that stuff you guys always talk about with the 62. And when the Vikings in their 62nd season?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
so I made
Yeah, they were in 62. Minneapolis 62. Yeah, that's why I thought at the end they had a chance to come back and tie it at 62 points. If that would have happened, I'd have been feeling like they'd win and it'd be 65 points in tribute to Prince. But they stayed on the 55, which is the stronger Minneapolis number. 55 points in that game. And just another 55 thing, because that was right before the other purple team fell to 5-5 away for the season in the year Siragusa died at 55. And now recognizing that the Bengals' winning streak began on the day leaving 55 days left in the year, they're doing something big with that 55. If the Cowboys lose tonight, they stay on 257 road wins in the playoffs, which is the 55th prime. And again, Brady did win Super Bowl 55.
Yeah, that didn't even occur to me. You're talking about the 55 and the 257 and 52 prime. Yeah, that could happen also. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's really good research, John. A lot of nice connections there. And again,
I got one more.
go ahead.
I got one more for you. You remember Kayla was talking about because it kind of seems like I'm not saying everybody's sleeping on Kansas City. I know you've mentioned that they have a real possibility too. But I think she brought up some kind of number with the 57 thing. And
if Reed wins, if Andy Reid wins, he gets his 260. If he wins the Super Bowl, he gets his 269th win, which is the 57th prime number, and Missouri equals 57. By the way, tonight's Brady's 57th game with the Bucs.
Oh, okay. Here's the other thing. Who leads the league in passing right now? Isn't it Patrick Mahomes?
Let's look. 2022 NFL passing leader. I've got to assume it's Mahomes. Didn't he pass Drew Brees this year for the all-time most yards?
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
he did. He had 5,250 passing yards. Justin Herbert was in second place with 4,700, so he had about 500 more yards than second place. Wow, Brady was actually third place. Brady was just under 4,700.
Well, that's the other thing that could go with that thing that Kayla was talking about, because there's that 57-year curse thing is still in play.
Wait, what's the 57-year curse?
A starting quarterback has never led the league in passing and won the Super Bowl in the same season.
I didn't know that. Huh, that's interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. So Brady last year could have did it with the 56 and the 56, but now it's the 57 season. Matter of fact, CBS put an article out last year on the January 26th of 2022. It was titled "Tom Brady's playoff loss means this 56-year quarterback curse will continue for at least one more season."
Huh.
Yeah. So that's something else that we might have to watch to see how far Kansas City goes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's there for them. That's it, man.
All right, appreciate it, John. Good research. All right, take care, man.
All right.
Okay. So that's crazy that the 258 could also go in favor of the Cowboys, but if they stay on 257, that is the 55th prime, and that is a big theme. So we know it can only go one way or the other, and more of that number of the beast stuff definitely lined up in favor of Brady. 36th playoff win. Cowboys falling to 13 and 18 away. The Jaguars at Chiefs early notes that are up. That the head-to-head playoff or the playoff record for the Jaguars, you can make an argument either way. Okay, I still got to put more thought into this. If the Chiefs beat the Jaguars, something that stood out to me is the Chiefs would be 9-6 versus the Jaguars and 6-2 at home. Again, Queen 62, Queen dead at 96. Big theme with the Queen all year, so that jumps out. Remember the Super Bowl 54 between the Chiefs and the Niners was all about 2-2-2. This is kind of the 2022 season, which has that same number sequence. Remember, the Niners can get to 6-2 in Super Bowls. Something you got to think about with the Niners. 9-3-7.
Yes, something I to go a little bit more on the Bengals and the 8 ritual kind of going on you were talking about earlier with a couple callers.
Yeah.
I noticed. Well, the Bills and Bengals played in the playoffs in the '88 season. That was Super Bowl 23 when they played the Niners. The score was 21-10 for what that's worth. But a couple of things I noticed. Joe, if you spell it in Gematria, equals 30 and 51. Yes, he can become 5-1 with the win. He can become 3-0 on the road in the playoffs, much like 30 and 51. They can become 3-8 in the way in the playoffs all time. Also, I noticed, for what it's worth, I don't know if this means anything, but the Cincinnati area code is 513. So much like 51 and 3, which we're talking about 3 a lot too. But I found this also interesting too. So Logan Wilson wears jersey number 55, which also equals, I forget why 55 mattered, but it also equals in Gematria 51 and 57. Super Bowl 57, and then of course the 51. So just a couple things I noticed. Let's throw that out there.
Okay. Yeah, those are good observations. And again, that game was on the 8th. It was at the beginning of 89, but it was the 88 season. But the game was on the 8th day of the year, too. So.
And Logan Wilson went to Wyoming, which is where Josh Allen went, too, for what it's worth.
Okay. Yeah, good thoughts.
But that's all. I just wanted to toss that out there.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, take care. So Logan Wilson, number 55, linebacker with the Bengals. Yeah. Wyoming, like Josh Allen. That is interesting. Born in 96. Isn't Josh Allen born in 96 too? They're both born in the same year. Out of curiosity, how many days apart is that? One's born on May 21st. The other's born on July 8th. What's up, Tim?
Hey, Zach. Look, as long as I can remember, there was never any playoff games on Monday. So to me, that's very special and significant on Martin Luther King Day.
Remember, it started last year. Last year, they did it on 2-1-3, and LA beat the Cardinals on MLK Day. And again, Arizona's the last state to recognize MLK Day. Just like how in the NBA, they got Memphis, where MLK was killed going against Arizona today.
Memphis and Phoenix, I saw that.
Yeah, so last year, though, that game was on I know it is. When you spell out Monday Night Football, it equals 2-1-3, and then the Rams went on to win the Super Bowl on 2-1-3. Of course, that's the LA area code. Okay, go ahead.
The reason why I'm calling it, you know how you break down the prime time games in the regular season, week 2, week 3, and it usually gives clues. Is there anything that you do for like wild card weekends? This is like the 6th game. Or do you do like a running total of throughout the whole playoffs?
Maybe I should be doing that. Normally I just look for the wild card numbers and, some years they go perfect. This year it messed us up in the Vikings game, but let's pay attention. What are home team records so far? Aren't home teams 4-1? So if Tampa won tonight, let me make sure that's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4-1. So if Tampa won tonight, home teams would be 5-1. Tampa has the gematria of 51, as does Moon. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. I was just curious about it because I know that really gives you a good idea coming into the Monday night game. And I feel like I know it's not regular season, but it's just funny. It's a Monday night game, and I'm like, okay, what's the running clue for the week of whatever it is?
The only time I ever remember them doing this Monday night football game was last year. We looked into it, though, and it turned out they'd done it at some point in the past, but I don't think it was in my lifetime. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jack.
Yeah. Welcome, Tim. Thanks.
Bye.
See. Okay, so if Tampa does win just for the week, home teams would be 5-1. Home teams are 4-1 in the wild card round. Tampa 51, and again it's Monday, Moon Day, Moon 51. So. And again, Brady did have 212 passing yards in his game against the Cowboys to start the season. On 9/11, that's also the Manhattan area code 212. But that'd be the one thing to think about the Giants if they shocked everybody and made it. But kind of like how the Super Bowl last year, LA on the 213, New York City, Manhattan 212 area code. But again, Brady had 212 passing yards to open the season, beating the Cowboys, and he is on 212 regular season interceptions. You can add his additional interceptions to 39 in the postseason, and there's a chance. I mean, if he's going to go to the Super Bowl, you know he's going to have to play lights out. It's going to have to be the amazing Brady, and maybe he goes flawless, doesn't throw a pick in the playoffs, stays on 39, gets his 39th playoff win, winning the Super Bowl. We'll see if he's on that path as soon as tonight. What's up, Martin?
Hey, what's up, Zach? I was looking at Tom Brady's record. I do notice that MLK equals 9. I got some riddles for both sides, so just bear with me. Right now, Brady's in his 23rd season, and he can get his 9th home playoff loss, 23's the 9th prime numbers. So I'm not saying he's going to lose that 9th today. But I'm just saying that's a possible riddle we can, pay attention to going into the playoffs.
What's the 9 he can pick up in the L column?
Say that again?
What's the 9 you're saying that could go against Brady?
His 9th home playoff loss.
Oh, 9th home playoff loss. Okay. After this game tonight, the only other home game he would have in the playoffs would be the Super Bowl.
Okay. And I was just saying MLK equals 9, and that was a possibility that he could pick it up tonight.
Or his team can get to 9-9, but yeah, I see what you're saying. So MLK also 36.
Equals 36, Buccaneers can become 3-6 in a wild card. But with that being said, America's team equals 45, and they can become 4-5 in the wild card. I'm not sure if you used America's team in your decodes, but I mean that's something they always say about the Cowboys is America's team. So I was looking at that as well, and right now Tom Brady is 5-1 all time in the playoffs with Tampa Bay. If he loses, he could become 5-2, and wild card equals 52, and it kind of looks like Tampa Bay if you flip it around. So that was that, and I noticed that I think Tom Brady's right now on 95 all-time losses with the playoffs included. I could be wrong, but it's either 95 or 94. But today, I think Martin Luther King will be 95 years old. So he could stay on 95 losses.
Okay, let's check that, his birth year. Yesterday would have been his actual birthday, born on January 15th. Yesterday he would have turned 94.
94, so that means Tom Brady's on 94 losses all time right now.
Yeah, MLK would be 94 years old.
I was just saying that, and somebody else just called in about the home team records, which is something that we've used in the past. So you're right that if Tampa wins, they become 5-1 for home teams in the playoff. And I'm not sure if we did this in past seasons. Do we ever decode divisional round as the word itself, or do we just do divisional, or we don't do any of that at all?
Well, I was looking at divisional round. Where that stood out was in the Giant. Well, actually, it stood out in a few games. Actually, I did write out divisional round to see if any of that lined up this year. I mean, historically, the wild card's been the best with those numbers. But here, let me just show you what stood out to me about the divisional round in terms of its gematria. Let me pull it up here. I got it documented in the notes. Okay, if Mahomes wins, he's 9-3 in the playoffs. Divisional round equals 93. And so does Saturn. His game's on a Saturday, named after Saturn. The Giants are 6-8 in the divisional round. In the most pure cipher, divisional round equals 78, like how New York's 78. Their 7-8 ritual hit with them against the Vikings. And the full name of their coach, Brian Michael DeBoll, is 78 as well. So Giants got a shot to upset the Eagles because the Eagles can also... I was going to say the Eagles can get their 25th postseason loss to the Giants next week.
And I was going to ask you about that. I mean, does it say that in Football Reference and that news? Because I remember you were saying that the thing for Seattle and the 49ers game that they had two different playoff records.
So the 49ers, it's the 49ers one that has the discrepancy because it has, on Football Reference, it has their playoff record from pre-NFL too.
Oh, okay. So the 24 is definitely for both of them though, right? For the Eagles, they're on 24 all-time losses right now. I mean, like they can get it, the 25th loss on Football Reference and on Stat News. Let me
double check. Eagles all-time playoff record. Let's see. Yeah, the Eagles in the NFL are 23-24 in the playoffs.
Okay, that makes me feel more confident. And I was also saying that I'm not sure if you do this a lot, but yeah, you were saying that Giants are 6-8 in divisional right now.
Yeah.
Is that what you were saying? Okay, and if they win, they could become 7-8, which is like a reflection of 87. I think Philadelphia Eagle 87 in the most pure cipher. So that's just something else that we can look at too. So, did you hear about the 5-2 thing that can potentially happen with Brady losing?
I heard you say Brady can become 5-2 with the Bucs in the playoffs. What was the other 5-2?
Yeah, that's what I was saying with the 5-2. Yeah, and the fact that Tampa Bay equals 25, which is a reflection of 52, and the last time the Bucs played in the wild card round was in at home against the Eagles last time, I think. So that was 52 weeks ago, I believe. Or 52 weeks or 52 months. The other caller just said I'm not looking at my notes right now. But this game is pretty tricky. So I mean, I was favoring the Cowboys because of all the 13s, and the 13s usually don't miss. But it being the playoffs, it could be tricky. And I mean, I'm not sure if you caught it, but in the first game that they played in the season, Tom Brady was talking to Dak Prescott after the game, and he was like, good game, and everything like that. And Dak Prescott said, oh, we're going to see you again. You can count on it or something like that. And sure enough, they're playing in the playoffs. So I'm not sure if that means that, they're going to win, but like you said, they love punking the Cowboy fans, so we'll see.
Did you see what Stephen A. Smith said today about the game?
I saw like a clip of it. I didn't get the whole thing because I usually try to, drown him out because he talks a lot of bull. So
he often ends up being right about the Cowboys though, and he acted like he had the crystal ball. He said it's going to come down to it. Brady's going to be down 29. What did he say? 29-24, and on the last pass of the game, he's going to win with the touchdown. 31-29 Bucs, and that's 60 points. Today's date numerology is 60. And if he does win with 31, it's 127 days after they last played each other, which is the 31st prime number. So
And I also see that it's a 40-day numerology, and I think Dak Prescott can get his 40th all-time loss.
Yeah, I think I got
And I
that here in
think,
the notes.
you know,
Yeah, I got
and,
that.
Tom Brady stayed retired for only 40 days.
That's right.
So there's some narrative right there.
That's right. Brady was retired for 40 days. Good reminder.
So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have, though. But I'll let somebody else get in. So.
All right. Well, good thoughts, Martin. And yeah, good catch on the Brady. Because I saw that Brady could become 5-2 in the wild card round, and I like that. But you're right. He could fall to 5-2 with the Bucs. So that's something to think about.
Yeah. All right, then.
All right. Thanks, Martin. Later, man. 770. 770.
Hello. I just want to give some notes on the 49ers.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So, if you look at CMC's father, the first year.
Whose father?
CMC's father, Christian McCaffrey's.
Oh, McCaffrey, okay.
And look at his first year on the Niners.
Christian McCaffrey's father played for the 49ers, huh?
Yeah.
What's his dad's name?
Ed McCaffrey.
Ed McCaffrey. Okay, I didn't realize that was his dad. His dad was the wide receiver, huh? Okay. His first year on the Niners. 94. I think that's the year they played the Chargers in the Super Bowl, isn't it?
Yeah, and his, I think...
131 yards receiving, the Super Bowl number?
No, Kyle Shanahan's father also coached him in one.
Oh, okay. The other Shanahan was on that team.
Playing his dad's first.
Yeah, well, his dad coached the Broncos. Hold on. You're saying his dad was with the Niners that year?
Yeah, he was playing with 49ers.
Oh, no, I get that, but you're saying his dad was coaching the Broncos also?
No, his dad played for the Broncos.
His dad was a coach for the Broncos for a long time. He actually started. Okay.
So you see that? Oh yeah. Yeah. So pretty much what I said was Kyle Shanahan's father coached CMC's father.
Oh yeah, because he played. That's right, because he played on Denver for a lot of years. McCaffrey, right? And his dad coached Denver, right?
Yeah. So I think he's playing script. About that. I also have another note about Brock Purdy. So basically, in 2001, Brady was the backup, right? And he got quarterback got injured, and during that time, he won in 2001. So if Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl this year, it will be the first time since 2001 a rookie quarterback basically won a Super Bowl, and that could be a 201 or 2.
Wait, was Brady a rookie that year, or was that his second year in the league?
I think that was his second. I'm not sure, but
I think he was drafted the year before that. He was drafted the year. See, he was drafted. So the year that Tony Siragusa won the Super Bowl, who died at 55, is the year Brady was drafted into the league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Brady was in his sophomore year when he took over for Bledsoe. Okay. But yeah, I see what you're saying with the link with McCaffrey and Shanahan. That is interesting. And then there's always this thing with the Broncos and the 49ers too. In fact, when the Broncos won the Super Bowl in the 49ers stadium, John Elway was 55. And I think the Broncos got smoked by the 49ers 55-10 in a Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. I think the score was 55-10 because there's something going on with 55 in a big way.
Yeah, and I have one more. So if you look at the Super Bowl for the past 10 years, right? When the NFC West team makes it, another NFC West team goes in pretty much.
Well, you're saying when two NFC West teams make the playoffs, one goes to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's a repeat.
Okay.
Since the past 10 years, since 2013.
Okay, and the Seahawks and Niners made it this year. Interesting. Yeah, the Niners do really have a great narrative. So.
Rams made it last year.
also the year before that, remember the Rams made the Super Bowl in 2018? Niners made it. And then the Seahawks in 2013, when the 49ers made it, Seahawks made it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a repeat. That could be a repeat. That could be a riddle for the 49ers going to Super Bowl, pretty much.
Okay. Okay. Very interesting.
So then, I'm not sure about Philly. The Super Bowl is 322 days away, right? And Philadelphia is 233.
Are you saying the Super Bowl's on the day, leaving 322 days left in the year?
Yep.
Okay.
So that could possibly be. I'm not sure which team the Eagles or 49ers, but I've been saying since week 8 that the 49ers and Eagles were the best teams. So that could also be possible too. So I think 49ers. I think it's guaranteed that the Eagles will win. It's a chance, probably. Guaranteed. Probably.
All right, to bring the Eagles and the Niners together. I see.
Yeah, NFC Championship. So yeah, one of those teams, and also NFC equals 23.
NFC 23. Yeah, I know that's in the most simple cipher.
The winner could probably going to be in the NFC this year.
Again, the next NFC Super Bowl is the 30th. The next win would be the 30th win for the NFC. The Niners could do it. I'd have to figure out where the 30 connection is for the 49ers, because, again, the two teams with a 30 connection play tonight, the Cowboys and Tampa. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're in the year of Skull and Bones, right? So I've been hearing allegations that Brady might be a part of Skull and Bones, too. So that could probably be why Brady's probably he should win tonight. Brady should win at least one game in the playoffs this year, at least one game.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate the thoughts.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, bye.
Yeah, take care. He had a lot of good thoughts. He had interesting phrasing on his words, though. I was like, wait, what do you mean by that? 322 days from now? I think you mean the day leaving 322 days left in the year. Anyway, yeah, I got to be honest. The thing that scares me the most about the Bucs tonight is just that they can fall to 5-5 at home with all the 55 stuff going on. But man, Brady's got 8s galore. 702.
What up, Zach?
What's going on?
All right, let me add what was my answer to why it will be the last game for Tom Brady as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
You're saying tonight's game is the last game for Brady as a Buccaneer?
This is last.
His call's broken up. Hey, 702, call me back because your call's broken up. Try to call back and reconnect because we can't hear you, but I think I heard you say tonight's Brady's last game as a Buc.
Can you hear me?
All right, try it again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
I'm sorry, this iPhone sucks. But yeah, today will be the last day with Brady with the Buccaneers. The perfect day. I kind of said that to you last time on Saturday.
Well, you said he wasn't going to make the playoffs too. You said you said he's not making the playoffs. He's done.
No, yeah, I did. I said that. I said he was going to lose to the Panthers because of the Black Panther thing. I said that, but I also did say that the Eagles are going to be 11-1 that the week they play the Cowboys the first week, and everybody was on the Cowboys to win that game. Maybe also the one who said they were going to be in the Super Bowl week 3. Stuff is playing out. But this is why it's going to be Brady's last game. All right. We all know Martin Luther King Day equals 95. He can pick up his 95th loss as a.
Yeah, I got that in there. That's one of the scares for him. MLK was killed on the 95th day of 68. Brady can get his 95th total loss. But MLK would be 94 years old right now. He could stay on 94.
Yeah, just like Brady's on 94 losses, and we are in a waning crescent moon, which also equals 94, but it also equals 95 in single production. But if you put in, I want you. This is what I'm gonna add to what I said last week, and this is pretty foretelling because usually when the riddle is so tight, I look to this decode and it usually works, and this will help me picked the Eagles to beat the Cowboys the first game. So put in on the calculator today. Put in Monday, January 16th.
Am I spelling out the word 16th, or am I writing 16th?
No, Monday, January 16th, as in 16th with a TH.
Okay.
And Brady's record is right there. He's on 286 wins. I mean, this is his record. I mean, his overall record, not at the start. His overall record. If he loses today, he'll be 286 and 97 all time, and he'll pick up his 38th loss with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you see right there, it's 286, 97, 308.
Hold on. You told me to write out Monday, January 6th, right?
Monday, January 16th.
Oh, 16th. I got the wrong date written down. My bad. No, I got that right. Monday.
Write the word out.
Oh, okay. That's what I was asking. Do I spell out the word or write out the number with TH? Okay. I see.
Yeah, the word, 16th.
Okay.
And put down Tom Brady's all-time record, including the playoffs. And I'll give you that in the calculator. If he loses.
286, 94. I see how you could say on 286.
No. The starter part is going to be for Martin Luther King, because you'll get that 95 because it's Martin Luther King Day. But I'm talking about overall. Just put down.
Oh, you're talking about his games as a backup too. You're talking about his games as a backup.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's one way to look at it. He's got all those MLK numbers if he wins. He's got all those 8s in his favor too if he wins. So.
No, if he loses, he has all those MLK numbers against him.
MLK 36, right? 36th playoff win, 8th triangular number to go with all the 8s. You can get to 25 and 8 at home. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, 258. You know. So. And the only thing is it's not a pattern yet because we only have one example to go off. But last year we had a white quarterback versus a black quarterback on MLK Day, and the white quarterback won. So.
Oh yeah, that was Kyler Murray's worst game.
Dak Prescott's coming off a rough one.
I'm not really playing that narrative like that because how often do we have playoff games on Monday? This is the second year we had a playoff game.
Right.
On Monday.
So you got to ask, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that?
It's a new pattern.
Brady's got the wild card numbers. The biggest scare for me about Brady's 13. So.
Yes, I said that last week too. 13. I mean, on Saturday. 13 all over the place today, and it's a 13th date numerology.
I don't think the date numerology is 13 though. That's not true.
It's one of the numerologies for today. It's like the. Let me see. Let me double check. You ain't come correct with.
Oh, if you do that abbreviated digit for digit, I don't consider that a real date numerology method.
So hold on. Let me see. That might be the Gregorian. You don't consider that one?
I know it's the one where if you just do 1, 16, 23 and add it digit for digit, that's where your 13 would be.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't count that as a date numerology? 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 6 plus 2 plus 3?
I never do that in my daily add up. So we'd understand why if the Cowboys stay on 12 wins, we'd understand why against number 12 Tom Brady. So
same reason why you can get Tampa Bay can get their 13th loss on a Monday.
Yeah, the 13 is the most concerning thing, no doubt about it, for the Bucs.
I just think, that Monday, January 16th, and that adds up to his whole.
But I just know your thing is you hate Brady. I mean, every year you're against the Brady narrative. You're like, there's no way Brady's winning this year, and the next thing you know, Brady's won another Super Bowl. I mean, that's been your MO for years now.
Well, hold on. Because when I first learned Gematria through you, I had the Buccaneers, and I had took a lot of people off the Kansas City Chiefs.
I go off of what I see. I don't like the guy, but I also do my research. I actually called last year. I called on November, I think it was November 7th or November 8th. I guaranteed that he was going to lose to Matt Stafford in the playoffs on November 7th, which is 2 months before he played them. And it happened. And I also was telling everybody about he's going to do the casting ritual and lose to Matt Stafford on that Sunday, because all the casting numbers are playing against Brady also. Okay.
Well, congratulations. He could get knocked out tonight. If he gets knocked out, it'll make it easier to see the NFC picture, that's for sure. But again, I mean, there's a reason they lined up all these 8s. He's the only person. There's no team in the league that can win an 8th Super Bowl. Only Brady can win his 8th Super Bowl. He's the only. Not even a team has won 7 Super Bowls. Only Brady. So
Zach, like I've been saying, the Dodgers didn't get 8. Nick Saban didn't get 8.
But Georgia won their 8th back-to-back, and Kirby Smart got 8, who's from Alabama.
You said Georgia got their what? They got their 80th win, but I'm talking about championship.
Georgia became the 8th team to win back-to-back championships. Kirby Smart got his 8th bowl win.
That you saying that we're supposed to be seeing for the Bear Bryant tribute.
Huh?
Remember you said it was going to be something with the Bear Bryant and.
Did you not watch the recap? They scored 65 points. Bear Bryant 65. You really don't think that's exactly what they did? Kirby Smart coached at Alabama and is from Alabama.
That's not what they did. I'm just saying that you was telling us it's going to be a tribute to Bear Bryant.
I said it was going to be all about 8. It did end up being all about 8. Georgia won their 8, became the 8th team to win back-to-back, and Kirby Smart got his 8th bowl win.
Yeah, but Zach, we was kind of more on Nick Saban.
Of course I was, but again, I thought it'd be Alabama or Ohio State because they were the 2 teams that could win 8 championships. But my whole reason for that was it was going to be all about 8. I didn't think about how Georgia could become the 8th team to win back-to-back, but that's obviously what it was about.
Right. I kind of think we didn't see the 62 primes with the quarterback going 29 and 3, and Georgia equals 62.
Right.
And Queen 62 also.
The clue was in the championship score the year before. Georgia won by 15 points the year before. Then they go 15-0 in tribute to Kobe and the Rams, both 15. And then look what happens on the 15th. The Georgia player dies. Anyway, appreciate it, man. I'm going to let somebody else get in. Thank you. Okay. The thing is, though, the reason I got to fade his opinion is because he called in and he said he guaranteed Brady would not make the playoffs. Okay, 443. What's up, 443?
Hey, what's going on, Zach, man? Big time listener. I didn't have anything specific, but I wanted to mention that today is Blue Monday, and I thought about Blue Monday when today is the Dallas Cowboys and Buccaneers game, and I looked up today's date from today until the next blue moon, which is August 30th, and it was a total of 32 weeks and 2 days with the 322 number. So I just wanted to kind of mention that to you. And it was a span of 226 days, or 226 days in a span of 227, which is the 49th prime. So I thought about the 49ers, right? But I wanted to mention that to you about tonight's game.
Okay, so it says a Blue Monday is the 3rd Monday in a January.
Yes.
Okay. Are we already to the 3rd Monday?
I'm sorry.
It's already been the 3rd Monday? Yeah, because I guess the 2nd was a Monday, 9th was a Monday. So, yeah, Blue Monday. Okay. Blue Monday. Interesting.
Right. I thought about it because it's MLK Day. They talked about how people didn't do their resolutions and being depressed. And, with MLK being assassinated, on Blue Monday, people become depressed. And, it just kind of made me think about Blue Monday, and from now until then with the 322 number. So wanted to kind of throw that your way.
Blue Monday has Gematria 40 in the most pure cipher. The 140 that stood out to me is if the Cowboys quarterback got his 40th loss.
Got you. Yeah. So that's kind of what I wanted to kind of mention. That of course the Dallas Cowboys color is blue, so I kind of wanted to throw that as well.
How do you see that? Since you're the one who had this observation, has been weighing on your mind the longest, do you see that as like a good thing for the Cowboys, or maybe a sad day for the fans that wear the blue like the Cowboys?
It might be a sad day for the blue wearing the Cowboys, man. If you believe in Dak, even though this shit is scripted, man, if you believe in Dak, man, it ain't the way to go. Especially tonight with all the 8s coming out in Brady's way.
Yeah, I thought it was real specific. Stephen A. Smith. I mean, everyone saw him today. He kind of mimicked Brady, how he drops back and moves his feet around and looks back and forth. He explained exactly how the game's gonna end. I'm gonna die if the game ends exactly like how he said. So.
Hey, look, and it just might, because they already have the script in front of their faces, man. It's just up to us to figure the shit out.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys saw Stephen A. Smith today, he was wearing a Brady jersey. He had his hat on real low. He had his sunglasses on. He had this big smirk on his face. God, he's 55 years old right now, Stephen A. Smith. What's going on with 55? Man, it's driving me nuts.
Hey, man, I've been trying to figure that out all day listening to the show, man. But I definitely wanted to mention that to you, man. Big love, man. Blessed up, and definitely hope to keep calling again.
All right, appreciate the observation on Blue Monday. You learn something new every day. Thank you.
Hey, take care of yourself.
All right, yeah, you too. Here, let's see how this lines up with. Hold on. He's born on the day leaving 78 days left in the year. Today's the 16th. It's actually 94 days after his birthday. You could also say it's his 95th day of his age. That's tricky because Brady's on the 94 losses. And he could pick up his 95th. Again, MLK would be 94 years old right now. Would have turned 94 yesterday. He was assassinated on April 4th, which is typically the 94th day of the year, but he was killed in a leap year. So MLK was killed on the 95th day of the year. Stephen A. was actually born 1 year before the MLK assassination. October 14th, 67. Okay, yeah, again, I'm still going with my initial thought about Brady. He's got the better wild card riddle, first of all. I know that did scorn us with the Vikings. Sorry, Johnny. I took Johnny off his... Johnny just ended up not betting, and now I feel bad. Johnny would have won on the Giants. My bad, Johnny. Sorry to anyone else that did the same thing, too. It's still a winning week, but, man. Normally, the wild card numbers did win for us, but that was the only one in the most simple cipher. That's usually not the one that fails. But, yeah, the wild card numbers are there for Brady. To me, I feel like he has the stronger MLK ritual. And all the eights, I mean, they lined up eights like crazy. And again, another part of me does want to see Brady win, so I probably have inner bias because I have no future for the Cowboys this year, but I do have the future for Bills and Bucs. Again, we thought that one had some serious legs at the beginning of the year, and it's still alive. See if it's still alive after tonight. But yeah, let's say Brady does fall to 5-5 tonight. Let's say that happens. Let's say Brady loses and his team becomes 5-5 at home. I gotta say, if that happens, again, we just saw what they did with the Bengals in 55. And last night's game, the team that has the 55 connections, 49ers, and the Bengals are in their 55th season. So we got to think good and hard about that. 585, you're on.
Yo, it's Lane with a Y, generational Y.
What's up, Lane?
We're looking at Tom Brady and the 8 ritual as far as the Dallas. Zach, you got to give it up, man. Who's seen that Troy Aikman, huh?
Yeah, that was another great 8. That was definitely you. Good job, Lane.
Hey, man, I appreciate it because the Buffalo Bills versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be Super Bowl 57, like Ralph Wilson 57. Tom Brady will get his 8th championship, just like 30 years ago when Troy Aikman got his championship against the Buffalo Bills. Tonight, we're looking at Chris Godwin, who can get his 16th pass from Tom Brady. Just on Tom Brady's Pro Football Reference site, you can see who he's thrown his passes to. And the count is 16 for Chris Godwin. Or the count is 15, and it could potentially hit 16 tonight.
What do you use for that one to see who he's thrown his touchdown passes to?
Yeah, you go to Pro Reference, and you have to deal with, I can't tell you the specific tab, but Zach, I can tell you the statistic is on Pro Reference.
I don't doubt Lane. Whenever I look up Lane stuff, it's correct. But one other thing I see for Chris Godwin is what touchdown. Actually, no, because it's the playoffs. Damn, that's one off. He's on 33 touchdowns total for his career. MNF number doesn't mean he doesn't pick up one more tonight. So.
Yeah, and Mike Evans is the mainstream quarterback right now, but Chris Godwin, I think he's definitely been, low key. So he's got great value for a touchdown.
Brashad, I don't know if have you done research on Brashad, number 16 for the Buccaneers?
No, I have
Yeah,
not.
the Buccaneers have a number 16 on their team who is 22-1. His name is Brashad Perriman, okay? Brashad Perriman. I love these teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, because you don't know who's going to get in the end zone. You know, they have so many guys going in and out. These teams have won championships, have changed their rosters. Brashad Perriman's been on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's 22-1 right now, guys. Number 16 on the 16th. That would be sweet, right? And Cade Otter, the tight end. They have several tight ends on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Cade Otter he's number 88. Tom Brady could throw his 88th touchdown to number 88, Cade Otter, who's at 4-1 right now. So these are some of my touchdown plays today, guys. Chris Godwin, Brashad Perriman, number 16 on the 16th, and Cade Otter to get the 88th passing touchdown from Tom Brady for his 88th touchdown.
that would be quite the ritual right there. Okay. Yeah. Good thoughts, Lane.
Bye.
Appreciate it, Lane.
Guys.
Thanks, man. Later. Yeah, 88, he gets a decent amount of targets. 65 targets on the year, 42 receptions. So, he averages of almost a few catches a game. Only 2 touchdowns, though, to his name. 727.
Hey, Zach.
Hey, what's up?
I just wanted to mention real quick that Brady, if he wins tonight, he'll play his 49th playoff game against the 49ers.
Yes. Somebody else called him with that same observation, and that is a great stat. So, indeed.
I'm never first to anything.
Well, hey, I'm glad you called in to emphasize it because I bet somebody wasn't here at the beginning and they needed to hear that one again. So, yeah, that's another one that's there for Brady.
And also, I don't know if this would matter, but from the Super Bowl to the coronation is 83 days.
Wow. That's a good catch. May 6th. Yeah. Appreciate that.
That's my only 2 things.
Thank you. Good call.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah, take care. Hey, Kayla.
Hey, Zach. I had a couple things. It's not really going to help with either side, but I just want to remind you with Dak Prescott, he was the 135th draft pick, and with a win, they would be 13-5 for the season.
That's a good observation. Is it Tony Romo that equals 135?
I'm not positive.
Yeah, it is, because he replaced Tony Romo. Tony Romo does equal 135. Okay, go ahead.
And then I don't know if you had that Buccaneers on Monday night, or Mondays all time, including playoffs. They're 14-12 right now. So they could get the MNF 15-12, or I guess the 13 can go against them too with Dallas. But, and then just talking about draft picks with the quarterbacks, it's not Tom Brady's record, but I just want to remind, I think I mentioned last week, that Buccaneers, their next home loss is their 199th, and it's 199 days to Brady's upcoming birthday. But
I'm glad you brought up the Monday stat because it made me look at the Bucs' home record on Mondays. They're actually 10-6 at home on Mondays, the Bucs. So if they won, they'd be 11-6, kind of like the date, 116.
Okay, I think I included playoffs. Well, that was what was said on StatMuse.
Oh.
On Mondays, all time, including playoffs.
Was that for the home or for? Yeah, it's the same thing. So no, your stat is for their Monday record overall, which is also true, but their home record is 10-6 on Mondays.
Okay, I didn't catch that one.
Yeah, so they're both good for the Bucs. Yeah, great thoughts as always, Kayla. And yeah, that's another thing you could say could be a sign for Dallas if they got the 13-5 with the 135th pick. Okay.
Right. So.
All right.
But yeah, I'm not leaning one way or the other more in this one. It's kind of tough. So.
Sometimes it's better to just observe. All right, thanks, Kayla. The better MNF number is 15, and isn't the date numerology 15 today? The date numerology is 15 as well. So they could hit the MNF thing. And then Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr., his full name is 116. And Tampa, Florida is 116. Again, they were in the 116th World Series right after he went down to Florida when all 3 Tampa Pro teams were in the championship. What's up, Jonathan?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
What's going on?
Hey, this is a long shot, but if Brady throws 17 touchdowns in the playoffs, he'll have 103 touchdowns in the playoffs alone.
Hold on. I got to get this up here as we go over it. Say it again. How many touchdowns he'll have if he throws how many?
If he throws 17, right?
Oh, in the playoffs.
Just in the playoffs, yeah. Then he'll have 103 for his career in the playoffs, and he'll have 666 total for his career.
All right, hold up. So, okay, I'm putting it up here. Brady right now, 86 in the postseason, and then regular season 649. No, because I was say he should be way past 666 by now. He nearly hit 666 in Super Bowl 55. So you got to add those postseason to the regular season. But if he did throw 17, God, it seems like a lot the way their teams played this year. Like that'd be like. Yeah, I know. But if it just got stupid, if Brady goes into like he's a transformer now, he like goes into 20-year-old Tom Brady. Randy Moss reemerges. Yeah, so
it'd be like almost like a little over 4 touchdowns a game, which is it's a stretch. I was just pointing that out.
Yeah, he would. It's 4.25 touchdowns a game he'd have to average. I mean, it's not out of the question, man. They could script something real crazy. So that'd be amazing.
But so he's got, because I looked at it and it says he has 649 career touchdowns.
That's in the regular season. Then you got to add the postseason ones.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, he almost hit 666 in Super Bowl 55. So now he has 2 more touchdowns worth of seasons.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
But I do like the Bucs tonight. I've seen that. I was looking at another 8, and they were saying that there are 8 quarterbacks that are tied for the most touchdowns in the game at 7.
Say it again one more time.
8 quarterbacks that are tied for the most touchdowns in a game at 7 touchdowns.
Okay, just another 8.
Another 8, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, the Bucs Monday Night Football record. I should have had that one in here. I'm about to look up what the Cowboys Monday Night Football record is too. So if you missed that, if the Bucs win tonight, they'd be 11-6 at home, right?
To be like Tom Brady, Patrick Jr.
You know what? The Cowboys can get their 40th loss on Mondays tonight and stay on 51. Well, God, 52 is the wild card number, but there's 40 date numerology, and Brady was retired for 40 days. Guess you can look at that one either way. 51 and 39 on Mondays.
I think. I mean, just if you just go off last year, I know it's only one game, but I think that you make a good point when you say. I remember I caught that game last. We caught that game last year. It's a good point when you said the black quarterback lost last year on MLK. So I could see it happening again.
Well, right. It's not a pattern yet because we only have one example, but that's the only evidence we have. We say, well, last year that's what they did. They could do it this year. So.
Right.
Yeah. Whoops, I actually put in the home. I need the road for the Cowboys. Cowboys are 27-19 on Mondays on the road. 27-19 away. Trying to think if those numbers fit in anywhere. Well, they're overall. You can make an argument. I can make 3 arguments against the Cowboys for losing, picking up 40 and staying on 51, but that wild card 52 is there, so tricky. All right, you got any other thoughts, Jonathan?
Yep. No, that was it.
Okay. Well, what do you think? You think Brady pulls it off tonight and wins with all these 8s lined up? You think that's the indicator he's going for the Super Bowl?
I think he is. Plus, I got a future on it.
Yeah, exactly. We're all biased. But man, you got for all the people out there, you got to ask, why are there so many 8s lined up with this game? So.
Yeah, I mean it's a ridiculous, it's a ridiculous amount of 8s. Like, and for him to play, let's say if he plays Josh Allen, that's another 8. In numerology because he wears number 17.
We should be thinking about the quarterbacks that wear 8 and how he can line up against them. So.
Right, and then that another thing too, like with the Giants, like the Giants are like, sometimes they'll go on a run and win a bunch of road games. Well, when Eli was there, but so I mean, I'm kind of leaning Giants over Eagles.
That 25 is there for the Eagles, man. If they lose, they're getting their 25th postseason loss. We know how much the Giants like that number, so that's a big scare for the Eagles. There's serious value with the Giants upset next week.
Yeah. That's all I had.
All right, Jonathan. Appreciate it, man. Okay, I did want to try and go over the position players real quick and just see what stands out about. Hold on. Bucs. Leaders, stats, ESPN. Here, let's see if we can make sense of Brady tonight and what he might do. Is there an indicator in his stats how many touchdowns he might throw? Let's just start right there. This season, Brady's got 25 touchdowns, big Tampa Bay number. 9 interceptions, 25-9. It would be something if Brady went off and had 5 touchdowns tonight, just because that's a big Cowboys number. People are like, what is this? They'll be talking about, Tom Brady, when he gets to the playoffs, he just gets on a whole nother level. But Stephen A. Smith said the score is going to be 31-29, and he said that's it. He enacted how the end of the game is going to be. Brady's going to win it at the last second, 31-29. Again, it's 127 days after they last met, the 31st prime. Did somebody give Stephen A. the script? We'll find out. Yeah, I'm just trying to think what other numbers could make sense there. On a Monday against the Cowboys. Again, here, let's look at his total playoffs. Again, playoffs, 86. Cowboys does have the 87 connection. 88, like you guys said, if he has 2 tonight, the number 88 could catch the second touchdown. Thinking about these numbers. Again, there's a narrative for if he's going to make the Super Bowl to Arizona in 39 land, there's a narrative for him to throw no picks. But if he did throw 1 tonight, he would have 40 in the postseason on the 40-day numerology after 40 days of retirement. Hold on. All right. Check out Fournette real quick and also Rachaad White. Neither of them combined for many touchdowns this year. Fournette, it's almost to his birthday. Hold on, Jonathan's calling back in. What's up, Jonathan?
Hey, I forgot one last thing. Did you see that Dak has thrown a pick in at least 1 interception in the last 7 games? You already knew that, right?
At least an interception in the last 7 games?
Yeah, so if he throws another one, that's
8. Another 8.
That would be a good prop bet?
With all the 8s on the board, makes sense to me. If that stat's right, that he's thrown at least 1 in the last 7 games, yeah, why not 8 straight?
8 straight, right, yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. He'll throw at least 1 tonight, for another 8.
Here, you want me to check real quick to make sure the stat's right, or are you confident in it?
No, check it, yeah. Check it for me if you would.
Here, I'm pulling up his game log right now. Let me see. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 straight games with a pick. He didn't have one. He didn't have one against Minnesota, but the game before that he had 2 against Green Bay. Yeah, 2 against Green Bay and then 1 against Chicago. He threw an interception in all but 2 games this year. There was only 2 games he didn't have a pick. So I can't imagine the odds are too great on that since he throws picks so much. But you might want to look at what the odds are and see if it's worth it. But yeah, he does. He's thrown a pick in all but 2 games that he's played in.
Okay, so it's pretty much, yeah, okay. I think that's a good prop bet.
He's also on 23 touchdowns for the year. Brady 23. It is 2023. If he had 2 touchdowns tonight, he would get to 25 in Tampa Bay. He's on 15 interceptions for the year. So if he throws 1, he's got 16 picks on the 16th. Tampa, Florida is also 53, the 16th prime. So.
And I heard somebody call this the Jordan year. Obviously, Jordan wore the number 23. The word King equals 23. Brady equals 23. So, maybe they just want to, cement it that Brady's the GOAT, in the Jordan year. And he has 2 more than Jordan. If he wins it all, he'll have 2 more than Jordan. 2 different sports, but you know what I'm saying.
I do. The word circle has Gematria at 23. And again, he did win his first Super Bowl on 2-3. Now they're putting out 80 for Brady on 2-3.
Right. 80 for Brady on 2-3.
Yeah, this could be the end if he does it. 83 is the 23rd prime. I remember I was saying that last year because I was like, yeah, to me, if Brady's going to go 8-3, it would make more sense for him to do it in 23, 83, the 23rd prime. College championship this year. Or not college championship, but the last bowl game to set the championship, the playoff. The field goal was at midnight and missed to keep it on 83 points to start 23. So.
Right. And I learned a new one from you today. You said Tampa Bay, Florida equals 83.
I said that?
No, I'm sorry. I must have misheard.
Tampa, Florida's 53. Tampa, Florida's 53, the 16th prime.
Okay, I must have misheard. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I don't think there's an 83 with Tampa. So.
Okay.
Tampa's 84. He can get I know there's an 8-4 they can pick up tonight. The Bucs can get to 8-4 at home in the playoffs at the win. They'd get their 12th playoff win with number 12 Brady. So.
All right, and if he wins the Super Bowl, he'll end the season with 12 wins on the 12th of February.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. You good, Jonathan? All right, man.
Yeah, that was it.
Good luck. Thanks. Orlando?
Yeah, what's up, Zach? I just wanted to see if you had one stat. Did you check the Cowboys' record on this day, all time? 3-1?
Here, let's check it out. Let's see. Cowboys all-time record on January 16th. Let's see. 3-1. So, yeah, Dallas does have that good 41 connection. NFL and America have that good 32 connection. So, can make an argument either way on that one.
Yep, true. Just wanted to see if you had that already.
No, I didn't look at that one. The Bucs have only played on this day one day in history. They're 1-0. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
All right, later. All right, Itachi, the line's open if you want to call in. Itachi's been trying to get in for a minute. Let's see, Rashad White real quick. Or hold on, did I finish looking at Leonard Fournette stats? Yeah, we'll be done here in just a few minutes. Fournette is on 43 career rushing touchdowns, 8 receiving for the career. MLK on 4-4. Itachi, what's up?
Yeah, I saw something interesting with Brady's record on Monday. Did you say he's 9-2?
He's 9-2 on Monday, so you get to 10-2 against the Cowboys?
Just on Monday. I think at home he's 9-2.
20-8. If he wants, so
should be at home.
yeah. I'm just saying, 20-8. So if he won, he'd be 21-8, which is a significant number. In Hebrew gematria, moon is 218, just like kind of like Holy Roman Empire is 218. So there's a moon connection with 218. Remember, that number was killing with us in basketball with Rick Carlisle earlier this year. He had 2 big 218 rituals, Rick Carlisle. Both winners in the NBA. So Brady could get to 21-8. And for the home, 9-2. So you get to 10-2. Cowboys 102.
And it's Dak Prescott's 102nd game.
Oh, it's Dak's 102nd game too, huh?
And Dak is 4-1 at home, or Dak is 4-1 on Monday.
Dak Prescott 42, Martin 42.
Yeah. And then you know what's interesting? When you write out the word birthday, it's 129. Like Tom Brady would become 12-9 if he wins out, and he'd become 8-3, like his birthday.
Huh.
That was just something
Yeah, that's a good catch.
What are the odds?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot there. I mean, the home team is becoming 5-1 in the playoffs this year would look good. And I really like the Cowboys coach falling to, 30-22. I don't think there's a better time to do it than against Brady if this type of ritual. And for a touchdown idea, I think Julio Jones, I'm just seeing, like I was watching the Brandon Ayuk thing last game with his touchdowns. I like looking at StatMuse, and sometimes I know they combine receiving and rushing, but those seem to hit more for me than like Brandon Ayuk. He could have only got his 19th receiving yesterday, but
2 days ago.
It would have been like his 21st all time. So, that's why I didn't love that. But I like that this guy, Julio Jones, he hasn't scored against the Cowboys since the 322nd day of, 2015, just with the 3-2-2 there. And it would be his 33rd at home. And that's just MNF and Cowboys numbers. So, he's plus 450 and I think worth a shot. A lot of these number 88s have been scoring. So, I am looking at that guy, Cade Otton or whatever, especially with Brady being able to throw his 88th touchdown. And, of course, C.D. Lamb is number 88 on Dallas. He usually gets a touchdown. That's basically all I got.
Okay, yeah, those are some good thoughts. The 19 logic, though. Deebo Samuel, number 19, scored against Seattle. Ayuk had a ton of receiving yards, just didn't get in the end zone. He dropped his end zone pass, but...
They love doing that lately. That guy Hayden Hurst, he has the initials HH or 88, and he wears number 88. He had one of those where they celebrate the touchdown and then they go look at the camera and then bring it back. It seems like they're doing more and more of those. But yeah, it's sometimes just that close. But thanks for taking my call, Zach. That's all I got.
All right, appreciate it, Tachi. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me call Cousin Mar back. He's been trying to get in. His timing's just been off. Let's get a Cousin Mar thought. Let's see.
Yo, Cousin Zach, I just wanted to add on what Cousin Atachi was saying as far as the 102. So let's not forget it's MLK Day, and what's the famous 102 with the N-word?
Yeah, slavery and the N-word, both of them.
Yeah, so Dak can fall to 4-2 tonight. N-word equals 42. Tampa equals 30. I believe Tom Brady can become 3-0 against Dallas tonight. 102. Dallas equals 102. Tom Brady could become 102. Like, we're not, and the one guy that called, talking all the Cowboy stuff, it sounds good, but we know what country we're in, bro. I'm a black man. I know what country I'm in, and I know what's going on tonight. Kyler Murray got the N-word treatment last year. Dak about to get the same thing tonight. So, there's no need to actually overthink it. We know what country we live in. We know how they racially shame black people. They're going to give Dak a good racially shaming. And Dak Prescott is a Jordan sponsored player to go with the whole GOAT ritual.
Okay, that's another good point. But yeah, I mean, historically, that's what happens. It's rare it goes the other way in these scenarios. So.
Yeah, facts. You know what I mean? I'm just like, all right, 4-2. We got the 30. We got the N-word equals 60 also.
The only thing that could go in Dak's favor in terms of that is Prescott can get to 3-0 on Mondays, and Slavery and N-word and a few other things also have the 30 connection like Cowboys. But that 42-102 plays if Brady wins, and we know 42 is the one they do the most. So.
Yeah, and I think Brady could become 3-0 against Dallas as a Buccaneer, if I'm not mistaken. Because he beat them, I believe, two opening seasons in a row. He beat them in Tampa the year after they won the Super Bowl. Then he opened up the season this year and beat them, so he could become 3-0 against the Cowboys as a Buccaneer.
Yeah, I just confirmed that. He can become 3-0 versus the Cowboys as a Buccaneer. He can.
Yes, so that's what, we're not going to overthink it. That's what's going on. So 60-date numerology, this guy going to fall to 4-2. Brady becomes 10-2, and then Brady hit that 30, and Tampa Bay equals 30. So and also, San Francisco, California equals 126. Tom Brady Jr. equals 126. Kobe Bryant death date. You don't think that Tom Brady gonna be playing the 49ers next week?
San Francisco, California does equal 102. If he won tonight to become 10-2 on Mondays, he would be on his way to San Francisco, California. So.
Exactly, playing the San Francisco Bryants, with the good old 126 connection, so.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And there's a reason that he's playing on January 16th. 1-6, Tom. That's his number.
And the Bucs, if they win, they're 11-6 at home on Mondays.
Yeah, right. That's his number. Like that's give it and take it. We know the knowledge, team. Family, like, let's not sit here and oh man, this, that, and the third. And another thing is, all right, so if the Eagles lose to the Giants, then Tom Brady gets a home game if he beats the 49ers, because the Bucs would be isn't the Bucs in the 47th season?
Yep.
All right, so Tom Brady playing the Giants, there goes 4 versus 7 right there.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And, my only concern is this Brady is like 1-1 against the 49ers in his career. I was trying to find that 21 because I was already looking ahead. Because I already see the narrative, and I believe that they're somehow, some way trying to figure out if Jalen Hurts is going to play. Like, I'm here in Philly, so they keep talking about Jalen Hurts might not play.
Okay. Hey,
I'll keep you posted on that. But go ahead, cousin.
The 80 for Brady movie is about ladies going to watch him win Super Bowl 51, which is where he had the 25-point comeback over the Falcons on 2-5. I'm just reading this thing from this article, and it's talking about the greatest comeback came with 57 seconds remaining in regulation.
Yep, and let's not forget that Michigan was just in Glendale, Arizona, folks. There's a reason why Michigan could have been playing at the they could have played that game where Georgia and Ohio State played. They could have had those guys play there. You know what I mean? Like there's a reason that they had Michigan playing in Glendale, Arizona, even though they lost. They're and how about this? And to go with the whole Ukraine theme, the only player that came from a blue and yellow school is Tom Brady, Michigan. The colors.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, so that's all I had to say.
All right, appreciate it, Mara. Thanks, man.
All right, cousin Zach, appreciate you.
Yeah, welcome. Take care. All right, let's go. There were a few more people trying to call in. Last thoughts right now. Try to look up some more. Wanted to go over more stats, see if we can find some more props. 505.
Hey, Jack, going off Cousin Mars' thing about the Niners, San Francisco's 13-3 against Tampa Bay. Didn't they make a big deal about
that's at home?
Scoring his quarterback rating 13-4?
That was the home. The Tampa Bay became 13-3 at home versus the 49ers in that game. And again, Brock Purdy's 133, but then he had the 134 passer rating, and then that's why I said I think he's going to go 5-0 and get his team to 13-4.
So you showed the stat earlier where Tom Brady in the playoffs with Tampa Bay he has 13 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, right?
Let me pull it back up.
You're looking at the player stats.
I'm pulling it back up. Okay, you're saying with the Bucs.
said something about the World Cup and Super Bowl, right? So do you think Messi and Brady have something in common?
Well, they both have a lot of 201, so.
I was noticing Messi's 5'7" his height, and he's 35 years old.
Well, they did sync up the Super Bowl last year with David Beckham in light of Odell Beckham, so yeah, that might be more to look at there. Messi's birthday is June 24th. I remember Brady went to a Ronaldo game. Say it again?
He has 13 touchdowns in the postseason and 4 interceptions. You have it right here.
Yeah, no, I got it up. You're right about that. The Super Bowl is 233 days after Messi's birthday, which is the 51st prime number or the 13th Fibonacci number. Tampa has the 51 connection. And that 80 for Brady is about Super Bowl 51. What's that?
Messi is 51, just his last name.
Messi's 51, okay. Again, that movie, 80 for Brady, is about Super Bowl 51. And if he does win tonight, again, he'll be 8-0 versus the Cowboys, kind of like 80. It's 80 days after the divorce. Home teams will be 5-1 for the week. So I see a parallel with that movie they're advertising as well.
Yeah. I think you had it right from the beginning when you were in Buffalo.
Yeah, it's going to look so far-fetched, but we'll see. All right, man, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Have a good night. Here, let's go over these guys real quick. Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott. Let's see how they line up tonight. Tony Pollard's from Memphis, you guys. That's where MLK was assassinated. That's something to think about with Pollard tonight, being from where MLK was assassinated. 239. Hello.
So I was watching the game, and I saw that they were telling Tom Brady hoisting a bunch of Super Bowls, call it the trophies, and I thought that was interesting. Plus, Tom Brady's 0-2 against the New York Giants. To go that beat them, he'd be 1-2, just like 12 Tom Brady. In MetLife is 13, and they played 13. Giants have played 13 seasons.
Okay.
13 year divorce with the. I just thought all the numbers were interesting.
All right, appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks, Big Daddy.
Take care, man. All right. I'm not sure if that guy's a troll or what, but 22 total touchdowns for Pollard. The word king has that gematria 23 in the most pure cipher. He is from Memphis where MLK was killed. So does Pollard get a touchdown tonight? You might want to check to see if he's in. I know he's been banged up lately. And Ezekiel Elliott, let's see, 179th day at his age, 41st prime. Dallas 41, established in 1841. That's another king number 41. Let's see. 68 receiving, or 68 rushing, 12 receiving in the regular. That's 82 touchdowns. 82 total career touchdowns. He's one away from 83, the 23rd prime. Next touchdown's his third playoff touchdown. 83, the 23rd prime. So they both have a 23 thing going on. Ezekiel Elliott's from St. Louis. Brady's history with St. Louis. All right, if you guys want to go over the player props, again, just you're always looking for numbers that connect with the date, the team. But we will leave it there. It is game time. Let's not miss any clues they throw up on the screen. Play smart, you guys. You never bet more than you can afford to lose. And we will reconvene. And I'm thinking about starting up the review show at the end of the day. But we'll leave it there for now. Good luck, everybody. Play smart. And we'll reconvene soon. And I will put in some more on those divisional notes. Till next time.